Good morning. We're in John chapter 5 this morning. We're going to be in verse 16. This is coming right out of the story of Jesus healing the man by the pool of Bethsaida, by the sheep's gate, where he had not walked for 38 years. And then we know that he heals him. He tells the man to pick up his mat and walk. It's the Sabbath day. The Pharisees react to that. And here is now the next part of that. So, because Jesus was doing these things on the Sabbath, the Jewish leaders began to persecute him, oppose him, come against him. In his defense, Jesus said to them, "My Father is always at work to this very day, and I too am working." For this reason, they tried all the more to kill him. Not only was he breaking the Sabbath, but he was even calling God his own Father, making himself equal with God, in some ways speaking for the Father. So this is a really interesting passage. So he heals a man on the Sabbath. They object. Basically, in other passages, God doesn't do that kind of work on the Sabbath. And so here Jesus says, "My Father is always at work to this very day, and I too am working." So we go back to the beginning of the Genesis account. On the seventh day, God rested. What does God do on the eighth day? So here the Sabbath is the day of rest from all God's labor. And Jesus is saying, guess what? It wasn't just me that healed this man. It was actually the Father. The Father did this work on the Sabbath day. My Father and I did this work. So here we have a picture of God doing work on the Sabbath. Well, what kind of work what does God do after the day of rest in the creation account? Does he still work? And what Jesus seems to indicate here is God is at work every day, and now his work has to do with the redemptive program of God. God is now redeeming what has been warped and broken. He is everywhere at all times, drawing men to himself, drawing men into healing and goodness and reconciliation and formation for the kingdom. That's what the Father's doing. And Jesus says, hey, I'm just doing what my Father's doing. We're doing this thing together. And everywhere I see the Father doing work, I'm going to do work. And so in some ways, it's a fascinating passage because the Pharisees then understand the implications of what Jesus is saying and persecute him because he was making himself, in their eyes, equal with God. The Father and I do the same work on the same day. When I heal, it's the Father healing. This is Jesus tying himself very close to God the Father, and this was a great offense to them. Pretty interesting. Enjoy your day. Grace and peace to you.